Hey, what's up, everyone? Pastor Seth here.
Hi, guys. It's Pam.
Hey, and we're back this weekend. And as you noticed, we're like 2 hours late because we are now meeting online currently at 11 a.m. because we're back in person at 9 a.m. at our old stomping grounds at 445 Broadway. We're sharing space once again with the Methodist Church. We're excited to be back. So if you're watching this and you weren't with us live, sorry you missed out this week, but you can join us next week. We'll be back there. And we'd love to see you. And actually, next Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. You know what that means for us? It means it's Jersey. We're your favorite team's Jersey Sunday.
Eat some dip.
Oh, yeah. Well,
have some wings.
Food stuff. We'll talk about that more next week. But I want to celebrate something that's happening this coming week as well. On Saturday, it's actually National, get this, Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day. Which I have no idea what that really is and how you celebrate that. But did you know that phrase is an idiom? So for the rest of our 5-minute countdown this morning, we're going to talk in idioms. We're going to try to get our act together. That's an idiom. And just talk to you guys. And by the way, idioms are a dime a dozen. So we should have plenty of them.
Definitely a blessing in disguise.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to bite the bill, break a leg, and maybe call it a day at the end of this as we just share as many idioms as we can.
Stop beating around the bush.
Listen, I'm going to let you off the hook on that one, but to make a long story short, I think you missed the boat.
Oh, no. Call it a day.
Hey, they say no pain, no gain, so you know what? Get your act together.
Listen, stop cutting corners.
I got to get something out of my system, though, so when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it.
Listen, this is getting out of hand.
Well, you know what? You got to get your head around something.
Oh, easy does it. Easy does it.
You can say that again.
Wow, you're on the ball today.
Hey, yes. Well, you know what? That was the last straw.
So far, so good.
Speaking of the devil, which I don't know if we were talking about.
The devil?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
To make matters worse, I'm feeling a little under the weather.
You know what? This is getting out of hand.
This really is getting out of hand.
I think we're cutting corners on this 5-minute thing.
All right,
today.
that's the last straw. No more.
Easy does it.
Give someone the benefit of the doubt.
You know what?
And hopefully it'll be the end soon.
Oh, hopefully. You know what? Time does fly when you're having fun.
Time does fly when you're having fun.
So, as we're going to take a pause from idioms.
Okay.
What's your favorite idiom? Drop it in. You're like, what is an idiom?
Oh, come on. You can do this. It's not rocket science.
It really isn't. You know, and we're not going to beat around the bush on it. And we're not going to cut anyone slack. We're just going to make it happen.
It's hard to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, you know what? But so far, so good. So pull yourself together, and you know what? Let's be on the ball of this, and let's get it done.
Wait. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
You know, I'm really getting tired, so I think pretty soon we might have to hit the sack, you know what I'm saying? Or go back to the drawing board to get some more ideas on these idioms.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but it's not rocket science, so I think we should be able to do it.
Time flies when you're having so much fun. Actually, the time is flying.
Yeah, so real fast, we got some things coming up.
Oh, okay.
Like we mentioned, next week is Super Bowl Sunday. And wear your favorite team's jersey. And if you're not into football, your favorite sports team, your kids' team, you know, you can wear their shirt, represent, whatever.
I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl.
Oh, you don't know who's in the Super Bowl?
I have no idea.
Okay, so I can tell you who's not in the Super Bowl. It's not the New York Giants,
Aww.
my team. Yes, all you Dallas Cowboy fans. It's not you guys either, for sure. And no Tom Brady this year in the Super Bowl.
No, I know Tom Brady's not on the Patriots anymore. But is the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Oh, Patriots are not in the Super Bowl.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yes, we're thankful for that. Blessing Sunday on that.
They need to get their act together.
They do. They really do. And they got to go back to the drawing board since they no longer have Tom Brady.
You can say that again.
But, so you got the LA Rams.
Okay, the Rams. Oh, that's cool.
Yep, and then you have the Cincinnati Bengals.
Wow, Cincinnati. Oh, no, I was going to say they're close by, but they're not.
They are not. They're close if you live in Kentucky.
The Bengals, that's like a tiger of some sort, right?
Wow. You know what? It's not rocket science, so I'm glad you figured it out. But hey, so join with us next week. It's going to be so much fun. And drop in your favorite idioms. If we missed one or two, I'm sure we did, because there's plenty of them around. We will. We're not going to cut any more corners on this, all right? So let us know. Drop it in. Drop your comments. We want to hear from you guys. And come worship with us again next week at 9 a.m. live. And we're getting regroups happening back up in the next few weeks. So make sure you're on our email list or just text the word ReChurch, ReChurch to 84576.
And you know what else is coming up soon, hopefully in the next few weeks? Re-Kids. So if anybody wants to be a part of that again,
Kids. Oh, next Sunday, if I didn't mention it, we're having a Super Bowl party at our house. So if you plan on coming, let us know. Yeah, so right.
Good things.
All right. So God bless you guys and enjoy this. And break a leg or something. It's better late than never that you're joining us. So God bless you guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
Hey everyone, this is Janie and I want to welcome you here online at Restoration Church. We exist to lead people to become fully engaged followers of Jesus. And if you are joining us for the first time, we are honored that you are with us. We would love to connect with you at rechurch.tv/connect. We also want to thank you for your continued generosity here at Restoration, where we live to give. The easiest way you can give is by going to rechurch.tv/give or text GIVE to 845-209-1313. To get more information on how you can take the next steps here at Restoration, simply visit us at rechurch.tv. Thanks again for tuning in, and we hope this message today will be the peace and encouragement you need.
All athletes are disciplined in their training, but they run for a prize that will eventually fade away. I run for an eternal prize. I do not run like someone running aimlessly, nor do I fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I discipline my body, training it to do what it should. So I run with purpose in every step. I run fast, and I run forward.
Hey, what's up everyone? Pastor Seth here, and thanks so much for joining us here at Restoration Church Online as we are kicking off our new series. It's called Forward Motion. And so we just ended a series last week called The Best Is Yet to Come, and kind of set the stage for everything we're going to be talking about this year. And really, we believe in big things happening as a church, and big things happening for you individually, and for your family, and for our community. And we believe the best is yet to come. And so in order to do so, we need to step and continue to move forward, which we talked about last week with the message, Faith to Start. So if you missed last week's message or any part of the Best Yet to Come series, you can watch online, get caught up, maybe share with someone who needs to be encouraged to take the faith, have the faith to start. And we're going to be looking at moving forward, having forward motion, and being able to run the race that God's given you. And so we're going to tell you throughout the series is don't worry about running someone else's race, just to run your race, run at your pace, move forward, create motion, right? And be able to not get stuck, don't get in that comfort zone, don't get pushed back, or if we do, be able to get ourselves picked up, right? Dust ourselves off and continue to move forward. And so this is what it's all about. And so we started off with this series intro video found in 1 Corinthians. I'm going to read that to you because that's where today's message is going to be really just coming from. We're going to break this verse down for you and to talk about the discipline it takes to move forward, the discipline it takes to win the race, the discipline it takes to create good habits, the discipline it takes to be faithful. And so we're going to be looking at that. And so 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24 and 27, it starts off and says, "Don't you realize that in a race everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize? So run to win." All athletes are disciplined in the training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for eternal prize. So I run with purpose in every step. It says, I am not just shadow boxing. I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. So we're going to break up that verse for you, this idea of running for the race, the idea of training. And as the Winter Olympics are kicking off, and it's this idea of you have these athletes who train, and they train on a daily basis. They train their body physically, they push their body to the test. What they take in their body, the fuel, the food, so they have to be physically and mentally, emotionally, they have to be prepared. And for us as Christians, the next step too, as well as then spiritually. So we're going to be training ourselves. And it requires discipline. It requires for us being able to say no to some things in our life, to be able to say the best, yes to the best that God has for you. And so discipline is the thing that a lot of us know we need, but we struggle to have. And we're called to be disciples of Jesus, followers of Christ. To be able to be disciples, we have to be disciplined. And so when we're not disciplined, life leads to a lot of disappointment. And I truly believe that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You have goals, the things that you want to achieve. Well, discipline is what's going to get you there. That's the difference it's the bridge between the goals that we have and accomplishing those goals. Discipline is the difference of you saying, I want to lose 10 pounds and you actually losing 10 pounds. Discipline is, I want to be able to be a better dad and to actually be a better dad. Discipline is, I want to have a stronger marriage versus actually having a stronger marriage. Discipline is the bridge between your goals, the vision, what's laid out in your life, and actually accomplishing those things. So when we are understanding discipline also is really then choosing between what you want now and what you want most. You are trying to physically get fit, and you're trying to, you're trying to get an 8-pack or whatever it may be, right? In order to do that, it takes discipline. And so you might see the bag of chips or the cookies or the cake in front of you, and that's what you want now. But if you want those ripped abs, then you might have to say no. Discipline to say no. Discipline to choose the carrots over the carrot cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be able to choose. Discipline is choosing between what you want, now and what you want most. And so what do you want most out of your life? What do you want most in your spiritual life? What do you want most for your family? What do you want most for your community? All right, this is where discipline comes in place. And so we've got to understand, so discipline is choosing discipline over disappointment. And so 1 Corinthians chapter 9, we go back to this, it says, so don't you realize that in a race everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize. So run to win. All athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for an eternal prize. So I want to encourage you today to run to win. Run to win. Run your race, the race at your pace, but run to win. Have forward motion. All right, being able to choose discipline over disappointment. Discipline is that bridge, right, between your goals and then accomplishing those goals. What are some goals that you have in your life? Run to win. Strip off anything that's hindering you from running the race, running a strong race, right? Strip off the sin, the things that are holding you back, the guilt, the shame, whatever it may be, so you can run faithfully. We seek that motivation. Run to win. Okay? Listen, we have to understand there's pain in the discipline. But, to do what you've called to do, but the saying is there's no pain, no gain. Like, there's pain in the discipline because there's pain in saying no to the desserts that are in front of you at times. There's pain in to going out and doing certain things that you used to do all the time because, it's a different life that you're trying to live because you're trying to live a life for Jesus. But when you choose to say no to some of these things in your life, and have discipline to say yes to the better things in your life, you're going to experience the very best that God has for you. That's forward motion, running the race. So what do you want most? Do you want to get closer to God? Do you want to lose 20 pounds? Do you want to improve your marriage? Do you want to be free of an addiction? Do you want to be out of debt? What is it in your life right now that you need to choose to have discipline in? Because you keep on getting disappointed over and over again because you keep on falling back in the same trap. All right, see, our spiritual life is filled with traps. Enemies trying to persuade us and trying to get us off course, trying to get around in someone else's race, trying to get us to stop our own race, trying to get us set back and try to fill our life with disappointment. And when you live for the world, it's always going to lead to disappointment. But when you discipline yourself and live a life for God and run the race that He's given for you, it's nothing but blessing and joy and peace. It's forward motion. It's making strides step by step. So what do you need, to choose now to achieve what you want most? What are some things, some disciplined things in your life right now that you need to choose to do now, to set in place to achieve what you need to do most? Right? Well, think about those things. Do you want to grow closer in your relationship with God? We talked about this last week, this idea of sanctification. What a big word. Sanctification is something all of us, if you're a follower of Jesus, should be seeking in your life. It's every day growing closer in your walk with Him, becoming more holy, more like God. See, because the more you're in the presence of God, the more you're going to be like God. And so we need to, if you want to get closer to God, so what are some things that you're doing now to achieve that goal, right? Discipline is the bridge between your goal and accomplishing that goal. Choose a Bible reading plan. Get involved. We soap as a church here. Go to rechurch.tv/soap. Get some information on how, soap guide and a daily Bible reading. Download the YouVersion Bible app on your smartphone. And get a reading plan. And whatever you choose, do it faithfully. Just choose to do it faithfully, so get close to God. What's the discipline? What are you putting in place? All right, you're going to read. You're going to get closer to God in that. You're going to commit yourself to church. If you're watching this with us right now, we're so honored that you're with us, but I would encourage you to get involved in person. If you're not in our area, reach out to us. We'll help you find a great, Bible-believing, God-fearing, church that you can be blessed at, and you can be a blessing to others as well. We love to get you involved in church because that's really what it's about. The fellowship life is better together, so commit yourself to church and to your community and serve. Get involved in a read group, and just being able to get and grow. Commit yourself. So if you're going to get closer to God, what are you going to do? How are you going to achieve that? Hey, simple physical thing. If you're going to lose 20 pounds, what are you going to do that? The achievement could be you're going to go join a gym. Maybe you're going to hire a trainer. Maybe you're going to get some help on a diet. Your marriage, you want to have a better marriage. So what are you going to do to achieve that? You're going to start having regular date nights. And I said this last Monday, my hashtag marriage Monday things. But listen, the cost of a babysitter is far cheaper than the cost of a divorce lawyer. So come on, even mom, dads, you got kids in the house. Figure something out. Regular dates nights are a must. And it doesn't have to be anything expensive and extravagant. Maybe it's in your living room, and you get the kids to bed and you set up the table and have some candlelight. It's just the two, whatever it is. Make date nights a priority, right? If you want closer marriage, time for each other is a must. Maybe you need counseling. Seek out some counseling, some biblical counseling, in your life. Again, just find a marriage couple that maybe can mentor you in your marriage. So if you want it to happen, you're going to do something about it. All right? Goals and achievement. What gets us there is the discipline, is the bridge, right? Maybe you're an addict and you're trying to be free of your addiction, so you're going to admit it. You're going to ask for help. You're going to seek counseling, and you're going to involve in a support group. You're going to do whatever it takes, right? So you can break that addiction. And so those are the steps you're going to take. Maybe you're in debt. So here we go. Stop spending so much. And set a budget, reach out to us. I would love to introduce you to a thing called Financial Peace University and how to get out of debt. It's just not going to happen overnight because you didn't get there overnight. Your marriage didn't fall apart overnight. Right? You didn't lose weight, you gained 20 pounds overnight, although it feels like it sometimes, right? You didn't get in debt overnight. You didn't, all of a sudden become an addict overnight. It's a progressive thing. We've stepped one by step in that direction. So therefore, to get back out of those things and to be free from the things requires discipline. All right, and this is what God is saying here. We look at it as Paul's writing in 1 Corinthians, this idea of running the race. Well, you have to, it's a daily thing. The Olympic runners, anyone who runs any type of race doesn't get up one morning and say, you know what, I'm going to run a marathon today. That doesn't happen. It takes running and getting out of bed and putting on the running shoes. And if you've never ran before, it takes you maybe walking at first and just getting around your block without passing out. And then you progress to get a little bit more. And then maybe you start jogging, you start running, and all of a sudden you're doing a mile, then 2 miles, and then you're 3 miles. And now you're going to go work yourself up. You did your first 5K, then you did a 10K. And then to get to that marathon, you're running some half marathons. And you finally get to yourself where you can run a marathon running type race. It took discipline to get there. Anything in our life that's worthwhile takes discipline. And so when we don't live a life of discipline, we actually live a life filled with disappointment, because we'll never achieve the goals that we set out to achieve, because discipline is the bridge that's going to get us there. It's hard work, but it's worth it. Say that with me right now. Drop it in the comments. It's worth it. It's so worth it. Discipline is worth it. Because when you achieve those things that you're sought out to achieve, and see God just working on your life, it is so worth it. It continues in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26 to 27. It says, "So I run with purpose in every step. I'm not just shadow boxing. I discipline my body like an athlete, train it to do what it should." Listen, I want you to have purpose in every step. Again, say this with me today. Purpose in every step. Listen, every step you take can have purpose in it. Every step you take should be intentional. Where you're going, where you're stepping, and what you're headed towards should be done with intention. Discipline is that there's purpose in every step. You're not wasting your steps. So many of us have wasted so many steps. We've gone astray. We've walked away from something. You started to, hey, you're going to, pick up an instrument and learn how to play guitar maybe, right? And you started off, you bought yourself a guitar, you got yourself some chord books to learn some chords. Maybe you're looking some YouTube, whatever, and you set out and you started. And then you're like, okay, I can do this. And you motivate, you pump yourself out like, in a couple weeks I'm going to be playing a chord or two or whatever. I'm going to be playing this song. And you start to play, and then your fingers start to hurt. Because as you're playing guitar strings, you didn't realize that your fingers are not used to pressing on the strings, and they hurt after a few days of playing. And you're like, I don't know if I could play through this. My fingers hurt so much, and then you're like, other things start coming your way, and you set the guitar down. It's like, you know what? I didn't have time for today, but I'll get back to it tomorrow. But then tomorrow never comes, and before you know it, you have a guitar in the corner collecting dust. Come on. How many of you have something in your house, the treadmill that is now your new clothes rack, or that instrument that's in the corner collecting dust, or that gym membership that has never really been used, that you're paying for monthly, right? How many of us have these things that we set out to do, but we never finish? We never accomplish. How many of you, as a follower of Jesus, have been burdened to do some really big things for God, to get involved in serving, maybe here at Restoration, and serving your community, to invite someone to church with you, to share the gospel, with someone. And you've been burdened to do so. You've set out to do so. And maybe you were at one point, but then it got put to the corner, and that passion that God's placed in your heart is collecting dust. It's become a clothes rack. It's a gym membership that's there but not being used. Well, it's worthless, right? We don't put it to work. It's worthless. And God wants you to not be worthless. You're filled with value. God sees so much value in you because you're created with purpose, on purpose, for a purpose. All right? And so have purpose in every step that you make. Listen, I need Christ. I need Jesus in my life. I need boundaries in my life. I need accountability because I want every step I take to have purpose in it. And so we all need that. We can't live a life without Jesus and live a life that we're called to live. And so look back at the question I asked earlier is, what do you need to choose now to achieve what you want most? And think about that. What do you need to do now, to achieve what you want most? What's God placing in your life? Where do you need to seek to have discipline in? All right? If you don't do anything about it, it's going to just lead to more and more disappointment. So we need to choose discipline or disappointments? What's it gonna be? Run the race. You realize only one person gets the prize, so run the race, right? Run your race. Discipline in our training, right? Run with purpose. Run to win. I want to encourage you to run to win today. Purpose in every step. You know, so often when we live a life that's not have purpose in it, it leads to disappointment. You're like, I wish I never started that. I wish I never said that. I wish I never went there. I wish I didn't ruin my life that way. And we're just, disappointment is always when we get off the path. Disappointment is always when we are disciplined in some area of our life, right? And that's disappointment. It always comes from lack of discipline. Disappointment always comes from lack of discipline. So let's establish discipline within our lives. Let's establish good habits, which come from having good discipline in our lives. Being able to choose discipline. Discipline is that bridge between your goals and accomplishment. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. So what do you want most in your life? What is God burdening your life with? Choose, seek Him, and have purpose in every step by creating disciplines within your life. Discipline is embracing pain today that will produce guaranteed positive results tomorrow. Discipline is embracing pain today that will produce guaranteed positive results tomorrow. Again, so discipline, there's pain and saying no to some things that you would love to say yes to. Pain and saying no to the desserts on the table and saying yes to more vegetables, But then tomorrow, when you fit into those clothes that you never were able to fit in before, or you haven't since you were in high school, it's going to be worth it. Pain is, doing some things for your marriage, of paying money out to get a babysitter so you can have a date night and going and getting some counseling and having some really hard conversations, with your spouse, but the end result is a closer, stronger marriage than you've ever had before. Pain of getting out of debt is cutting back on spending and really sticking to a budget and being able to seek and get advice and being humble through that, and crying and saying, I need help. But the discipline that goes through all that leads to being out of debt, having that burden lifted off your soul, off your life, experiencing freedom in those things, and be able to live like no one else because you're no longer in the bondage of debt. It's amazing. Everything that's worthwhile takes discipline. To be that man of God or that woman of God that God's called you to be requires you to be disciplined. And spending time with God, seeking Him out, being faithful, giving and serving, and just being the person God's called you to be, living every step on purpose, with purpose. So discipline is embracing the pain today that will produce the guaranteed positive results tomorrow. So run to win. Run to win. With purpose in every step. That's forward motion. Run to win. Run your race faithfully. Run it at your pace. Don't worry about someone else's race. Don't worry about the pace that they're at, right? It's you. It's you and God. Just run your race with forward motion. Just keep on stepping with purpose forward. And just do so with discipline and see what God has for you. Discipline is that bridge between your goals and your accomplishment. Right? Love the Lord God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Love your neighbor as yourself. Well, it's great to say, easy to learn the verse, but much harder to do. But when we develop discipline, we can love the Lord God with all our heart, all our soul, all our mind, and naturally love our neighbors as ourselves. Be the church that God's called us to be. But that requires discipline. So last week we talked about the faith to start. And once we get started, every step has to be done on purpose, with purpose. And it requires discipline. So let's move forward together. Let me pray for you. God, thank you for all you do for us. I pray that we can run with purpose in every step. Lord, that we can just have forward motion in our lives, Lord. That we can be honoring and glorifying you in everything that we do and say. Lord, that we can run the race Run for the prize. Run with purpose today. Lord, that we're just disciplined and being able to just put aside of what we want now so we can achieve what we want most. Lord, the discipline is the bridge between our goals and our dreams and accomplishing those goals and dreams. Lord, I pray we just can seek our discipline with you in everything we do. We love you and thank you for just being a good God full of grace and mercy. In the precious name of Jesus, amen. Hey guys, thanks again for joining us. And let's run with forward motion together today. Let's go. Thanks, guys, and for your continued generosity. And hey, we're in person. We're back at sharing space with United Methodist Church at 445 Broadway. What's up? So we'd love to see you next Sunday. Come join us, 9 o'clock. We are in the process of kids are going to be coming back very soon. And so we'd love to see you and love to just be with you in person. So come on. And hey, if there's anything we can do for you, if you'd like to know information on how to give or how to serve or how to get involved or do prayer requests, are you ready to ask Jesus into your life? If you want to know more about that, go to rechurch.tv/online. Again, that's rechurch.tv/online. And don't forget that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. So come on, let's live with discipline today. All right, God bless you guys. Live with forward motion.
Thank you for joining us today. If you are new with us or you said yes to Jesus today, connect with us at rechurch.tv/online. Let us know how we can pray for you at rechurch.tv/prayer. And thank you for your continued generosity. We give out of the overflow of our heart. Giving is an act of worship that expresses our gratitude, faith, and love for others. You can give by texting GIVE to 845-209-1313 or online at rechurch.tv/give. To keep updated on what's happening here at Restoration, text Rechurch to 84576 or visit us at rechurch.tv.